Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time addressing these kind of callous, obtuse, obnoxious, really dreadful kind of comments, but I understand that people are in different places and people can only see from their vantage point, and I get that. But you also shouldn't come on, on someone's page without having the knowledge of what the page is about and only having really the vantage point of your own experience or your lack of education and lack of knowledge. And this is clearly what these kind of comments are. Of course, you get them all the time, and I get them a lot worse than this. But I mean, it goes like this in your part in why she drank. And if this is the first time seeing me, again, I was married for 25 years, and my wife unfortunately passed away from alcohol use disorder a little over 5 years ago. And the monumental effort that went into trying to save her over really a couple of decades was an effort that I think few people would actually go through. And there's a lot of reasons why we did. I've made many videos on why I stayed, why I held our family together. And it's not about me. It's about what families go through and what you have to go through on either side. Either as a husband, and sometimes it's the wife that has to deal with this, and more often than not, it's the wife that has to deal with the alcoholic husband, because men, in fact, deal with alcohol use disorder 2 to 1 over women for a plethora of reasons. But let's continue this conversation. So when someone says something, as callous as this, and of course it's coming from the standpoint of, and what was your part in why she drank? You're the one who drove her to drink, is what they're really saying. You must have been the reason why she drank. And obviously you're not following the story, you haven't read the memoir, you don't really know anything about what you're talking about. But it's generally, I guarantee this is from, Sarah, is coming from a female who's had probably a bad experience with someone in their life, so that you must project that particular experience on every situation. And in this situation, there's nothing further from the truth. Dissecting what I experienced with Amanda, my wife of 25 years, and what my family went through is an important part of this page, but it also exposes a lot of truth about what goes on. And in Amanda's case, she grew up in a family culture where drinking was normalized. Her family all drank wine. I've talked about this. I believe she had a genetic disposition. Her grandmother died from it. Other family members have had similar issues. ADH1B and ALDH2 on a chromosomal level can give somebody a predisposition to becoming an alcoholic, mixed with family culture. Now, throw in a little bit of trauma that she had at 16, long before I met her. She was well on her way to being an alcoholic when I met her, unfortunately, and it just exacerbates as you continue. The volume increases. The thing is, when someone makes it's a very painful statement when someone makes a statement like this, because they don't understand the effort, the monumental effort and struggle that went into trying to save her. She was the mother of our son, so big part of my life, and to suggest that that I had some form of I was some form of the problem is just, it's more obnoxious really than I have words for. And I'm going to continue the things that we did in trying to save Amanda. To begin with, Amanda went to 7 detox rehabilitation facilities. I was an insurance agent, had a lot of insurance, as most people do, actually. It's part of the mental health care side of insurance, even if you're on state coverage. It's covered. You do have the ability to go to an inpatient rehab facility, which I think is very important to start one's journey towards sustainable sobriety. And this takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of maneuvering to get somebody to go. And unfortunately, Amanda didn't start going until she started getting DUIs, and it's unfortunate. That's a bad way to start. She should have started a decade earlier, and if I made any mistake, it's because my lack of understanding of what alcoholism was or alcohol use disorder was. She probably should have gone a decade before she did. She went in 2014 to her first rehab facility. I think she probably should have gone in 2003 or 4, a decade earlier. But I didn't know, she didn't know, and that didn't happen. And unfortunately, The sooner you get help for somebody, the better, because it is a progressive disease. It's a progressive mental health disease. The volume of the alcohol continues. The destruction on one's body and mind continues. I mean, it affects your heart, your liver, your pancreas, your esophageal tract, your intestinal tract, your brain, your eyes, I mean, your skin, really every aspect of your body. It's literally ethanol is poison that you're putting into your body, and it will continue to wreak havoc. Now, to suggest that type of addiction is the is the fault of a spouse or other family members is just showing, really exposing one's ignorance to this disease. The only person who can help and really solve the problem of the alcoholism that the person has is the person themselves. In fact, it's 100% the responsibility of the alcoholic, the person suffering from alcohol use disorder, to take control of their disease. The same thing is if you had heart disease, maybe stop eating fatty, salty, dangerous food. Your spouse isn't responsible for that. If you have cancer, maybe you should have stopped smoking 5 packs a day of cigarettes if you got lung cancer, breast cancer, something like that. Everybody has some form of culpability, and gaslighting and projecting it onto other people is distancing yourself from your own personal culpability. To suggest that a spouse is the cause or the root reason is more obnoxious than I really need to get into. But that needs to be said. It needs to be explained. And I need to put this type of attitude and general statement to rest. And again, to further understand this story and the concept of personal responsibility, you can read the memoirs called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. You can find it right on this page. You can go to the link tree. You can go to my website. There's a PayPal button. There's also a international link. You can purchase the book anywhere in the world. It's also available on Amazon and hard copy. It's on ebook. It's also available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the Apple website. And again, thanks so much for listening.